Good morning, everybody. So our proverb for today is going to be coming from Proverbs 9, verse 13. It says, "The woman folly, or pretty much like foolishness, is loud. She is undisciplined and without knowledge." And blessings to you guys this morning. Thanks for joining us in on this series, guys. This is our last day for the 5 love languages. What we're pretty much going to do is pick up where we left off on yesterday and just continue on until we get to the very last page. So I ask that God bless our reading today. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so we stopped off on number 14, and it looks a little blurry, guys. I'm just going to read. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we've come to thank you for bringing new life to our marriage. We've been married for 30 years, but the last 20 years have been extremely empty. If you want to know how bad our marriage has been, we haven't taken a vacation together in 20 years. We simply live in the same house, try to be civil, and that's about it. A year ago, I shared my struggle with a friend. He went into his house, came back with your book, The 5 Love Languages, and said to me, "Read this, it will help you." The last thing I wanted to do was read another book, but I did. I went home that night and read the whole book. I finished about 3 a.m., and with every chapter, I realized that we had failed to speak each other's love language through the years. I gave the book to my wife and asked if she would read it and tell me what she thought of it. 2 weeks later, she said, "I read the book. What did you think about it?" I asked. "I think if we had read that book 30 years ago, our marriage would have been very different." I said to her, "That's the same thought I had. Do you think it would make any difference if we tried now?" She responded, "We don't have anything to lose." We discussed our primary love languages and agreed that we would try to speak each other's language at least once a week to see what would happen. If anyone had told me that in 2 months I would have love feelings for her again, I would never have believed it, but I did. His wife spoke up and said, if anyone had told me that I would ever have love feelings for him again, I would have said, "No way. Too much has happened." She then said, "This year we took our first vacation together in 20 years and had a wonderful time. We drove over 400 miles to come to your seminar and enjoyed being with each other. I'm just sad that we wasted so many years of simply living in the same house when we could have had a love relationship. Thank you for your book." "Thank you for sharing your story," I said. "I find it greatly encouraging. I hope you make the next 20 years so exciting that the last 20 will be a dim memory." "That's what we intend to do," they both said together. Can emotional love be reborn in a marriage after 30 years? Yes, if the two of you are willing to try speaking each other's love language. Okay, 15 says, "I'm single. How does the love language concept apply to me?" Through the years, many single adults have said to me, "I know you wrote your original book for married couples. However, I read it and it helped me in all my relationships. Why don't you write a book on the 5 love languages for singles?" And so I did. It's entitled The 5 Love Languages for Singles. In the book, I try to help single adults apply the love language concept in all their relationships. I began by helping them understand why they felt love or did not feel love growing up as a child. One young man who was incarcerated said, "Thanks for sharing the 5 love languages. For the first time in my life, I finally understand that my mother loves me. I realized that my love language is physical touch, but my mother never hugged me. In fact, the first hug I ever remember getting from my mother was the day I left for prison, but I realized that she spoke acts of service very strongly. She worked hard to keep us in food and clothes and to provide a place to live." One second, guys, because my son is moving. Okay, guys, so she worked hard to keep us in food and clothes and to provide a place to live. I now know that she loved me. She simply wasn't speaking my language. But now I understand she really did love me. I also help singles apply the love language concept in their sibling relationships, work relationships, and dating relationships. I have been extremely encouraged by the response of single adults. I hope that if you're single, you'll discover what others have discovered. Expressing love in a person's primary love language enhances our relationships. 16. How do I speak my spouse's love language if he or she is away from me for a time? Example, like deployment, work, school. I'm frequently asked how to apply the love languages in long-distance relationships. Physical touch and quality time are particularly challenging in these instances. The simple answer is this: you must be creative and committed to staying connected despite the distance. If your love language is physical touch, then here are a few creative ideas for speaking one another's love language. First, having photographs of yourself as a couple may remind you of enjoyable times together. Having physical items that belong to one another may also remind you of each other. Perhaps a shirt or the cologne or perfume of your significant other may remind you of that person and of enjoyable times together. You also should email, text. We're on page 188, guys. Write, etc. about how you enjoy being with one another. You might even try keeping a calendar on which you physically mark off the days until you're able to be together again. This is not a comprehensive list of ideas, but all of these are physical activities and items that will at least in part help satisfy your physical love language. As for quality time, the time you spend staying in contact, working to encourage one another, sending each other notes and gifts, etc. is quality time. Of course, it's not the preferred form of quality time, but it is quality time nonetheless. You must learn to view it and appreciate it as such. More specific ways you can express the language of quality time are to talk often about how you desire to stay close and keep your love alive. Read or reread the 5 Love Languages or the 5 Love Languages Military Edition together while you're apart, or listen to my podcast and discuss these together as a way of nurturing your relationship. This too requires commitment, but if you truly love one another, then you'll find the energy and time to stay connected. Use your situation as an opportunity to practice the other languages as well. Notes and gifts need to be viewed as more than just notes and gifts. They need to be viewed as physical effort and words of affirmation meant to express love. In closing, yes, distance is difficult in a relationship, but it does not have to be the end of the relationship. Obviously, the more time you can spend together, the better, and you should strive for this. However, if you are a committed couple and are willing to be creative in how you speak one another's love language, then your relationship can survive and even thrive during your time apart. Okay, let me make sure this is... Okay, guys, I'm just going to read, because if it's certain times, like in the morning, like right now, it's like 2 something in the morning when I try to usually get up and record these 5 Love Languages videos. If my phone is like on between like 10 and 6 or something, it's on this settings thing with the lightning and the eye comfort thing, so like to help sleep, and like so my phone is not so bright. So I'm not gonna think about that right now, because I be trying to adapt it, but it keeps automatically going out. I'm just gonna read. Okay, so now we're on the 5 Love Languages profiles for him, for profile for couples for him. See what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna try to play with the settings. I'm just gonna read, but I'm trying to make it so you guys can see it too. Okay, so the 5 Love Languages profile will give you and your spouse or significant other a thorough analysis of your emotional communication preference. It will single out your primary love language, what it means, and how you can use it to connect with your loved one with intimacy and fulfillment. Hold on a second, let me just make sure. Okay. Okay, how you can use it to connect with your loved one with intimacy and fulfillment. 2 profiles are included so that each of you can complete the assessment. You will now see 30 paired statements. Please select the statement that best defines what is most meaningful to you in your relationship as a couple. Both statements may or may not sound like they fit your situation, but please choose a statement that captures the essence of what is most meaningful to you the majority of the time. Allow 10 to 15 minutes to complete the profile. Take it when you are relaxed and try not to rush through it. Then tally your results and read how to interpret your profile on page 202. So I'm kind of just going to show y'all like how the profile look. I'll just read it to you guys. This is page 192, and this is the one for him. It's more meaningful to me. So number one is I receive a loving note, text, email for no special reason from my loved one. That's A. Or she and I hug. That's E. So basically what you do is I haven't done this yet, but you pretty much just circle. You, like he said, you take your time and you just go through like how we're doing 1, 2, and you just circle which one is for you. If you're male, then you do the male one. If you're female, then female. Okay. Number 2, I can spend time alone with her, just the two of us, or she does something practical to help me out. B or D. So you see it's like A, B, C, D, E, but then it's like E, D, C. You see, guys, it's like E, D. See how it is? It's kind of different, but that's how he did the test. So, but hopefully you guys get the gist. That's why I'm putting it on the page so you can see. Okay, 3, she gives me a little gift as a token of our love for each other. I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with her. Then you choose the letter, like either or. 4, she unexpectedly does something for me, like filling my car or doing the laundry. She and I touch. So you see, you would just, 5, she puts her arm around me when we're in public. She surprises me with the gift. 6, I'm around her even if we're not really doing anything. We hold hands. 7, my loved ones give me a gift. I hear I love you from her. 8, I sit close to her. I'm complimented by her for no apparent reason. Okay, page 193. It's more meaningful to me when number 9, I get the chance to just hang out with her. I unexpectedly get small gifts from her. 10, I hear her tell me I'm proud of you. She helps me with the task. 11, I get to do things with her. I hear supportive words from her. 12, she does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things. I feel connected to her through a hug. 13, I hear praise from her. She gives me something that shows she was really thinking about me. 14, I'm able to just be around her. I get a back rub or massage from her. 15, she reacts positively to something I've accomplished. She does something for me that I know she doesn't particularly enjoy. 16, she and I kiss frequently. I sense she is showing interest in the things I care about. Okay, so it's more meaningful to me when 17, my loved one works on special projects with me that I have to complete. She gives me an exciting gift. 18, she compliments me on my appearance. She takes the time to listen to me and really understand my feelings. 19, we share non-sexual touch in public. She offers to run errands for me. 20, she does a bit more than her normal share of the responsibilities we share, like around the house, work related, etc. I get a gift that I know she put thought into choosing. 21, she doesn't check her phone while we're talking. She goes out of her way to do something that relieves pressure on me. 22, I can look forward to a holiday because of a gift I anticipate receiving. I hear the words, I appreciate you from her. 23, she brings me a little gift after she has been traveling without me. She takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed to do at the time. Okay, page 195. It's more meaningful to me when 24, she doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking. Gift giving is an important part of our relationship. That's 24. 25, she helps me out when she knows I'm already tired. This page 195, that's 24 and 25, okay. She helps me out when she knows I'm already tired. I get to go somewhere while spending time with her. 26, she and I are physically intimate. She gives me a little gift that she picked up in the course of her normal day. 27, she says something encouraging to me. I get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with her. 28, she surprises me with a small token of her appreciation. She and I touch a lot during the normal course of the day. 29, she helps me out, especially if I know she's already busy. I hear her specifically tell me, I appreciate you. 30. She and I embrace after we've been apart for a while. I hear her say how much I mean to her. Okay, so that's the profile for couples for him. And now we're going to get into the 5 love languages profile for couples, the one for her. Okay, so here is the second profile. As previously mentioned, it will give you a thorough analysis of your emotional communication preference. It will single out your primary love language, what it means, and how you can use it to connect with your loved one with intimacy and fulfillment. 2 profiles are included so that each of you can complete the assessment. You will now see 30 paired statements. Please select the statement that best defines. And guys, let me know if you guys have taken this profile, or you are going to take it, or maybe perhaps in the future you will take it. Okay, so you will now see 30 paired statements. Please select the statement that best defines what is most meaningful to you in your relationship as a couple. Both statements may or may not sound like they fit your situation, but please choose a statement that captures the essence of what is most meaningful to you the majority of the time. Allow 10 to 15 minutes to complete the profile. Take it when you are relaxed and try not to rush through it. Then tally your results and read how to interpret your profile on page 202. Okay, so here's page 198, and this is for her. Okay, so number 1. It's like it's the same thing we just read. But I'm going to read it because instead of saying she, it said he. So I'm still going to read it. Okay, number 1. It is more meaningful to me when I receive a loving note, text, email for no special reason from my loved one. He and I hug. 2. I can spend a long time with him, just the 2 of us. He does something practical to help me out. 3. He gives me a little gift as a token of our love for each other. I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with him. 4. And it's the same concept too. It's just you just read it, and then you just choose the letter, like which one is the most meaningful to you. Okay, I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with him. He gives me a little gift as a token of our love for each other. 4. He unexpectedly does something for me, like filling my car or doing the laundry. He and I touch. Okay, so some of them seem to be a little different. Hold on one second. No, some of them not. I thought that one was a little different. No, that's the same for number 4. Okay. 5. He puts his arm around me when we're in public. He surprises me with a gift. 6. I'm around him even if we're not really doing anything. We hold hands. 7. My loved ones give me a gift. I hear I love you from him. 8. I sit close to him. I am complimented by him for no apparent reason. Okay, it's more meaningful to me when 9. I get the chance to just hang out with him. I unexpectedly get small gifts from him. 10. I hear him tell me I'm proud of you. He helps me with the task. 11. I get to do things with him. I hear supportive words for him. I'm just reading through for the sake of time, but when you take the test, you can actually read through it, take your time, think, and then, do it and do your tallies and what it is for you. But I'm just reading through for the sake of time, but this is, like I said, pretty much how the test look, So, okay, 11, I get to do things with him. I hear supportive words from him. 12, he does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things. I feel connected to him through a hug. 13, I hear praise from him. He gives me something that shows he was really thinking about me. 14, I'm able to just be around him. I get a back rub or massage from him. 15, he reacts positively to something I've accomplished. He does something for me that I know he doesn't particularly enjoy. 16, he and I kiss frequently. I sense he's showing interest in the things I care about. Okay, page 200. It is more meaningful to me when 17, my loved one works on special projects with me that I have to complete. He gives me an exciting gift. 18, he compliments me on my appearance. He takes the time to listen to me and really understand my feelings. 19, we share non-sexual touch in public. He offers to run errands for me. 20. He does a bit more than his normal share of the responsibilities we share, like example, around the house, work related, etc. I get a gift that I know he put thought into choosing. 21. He doesn't check his phone while we're talking. He goes out of his way to do something that relieves pressure on me. 22. I can look forward to a holiday because of a gift I anticipate receiving. I hear the words, "I appreciate you," from him. 23. He brings me a little gift after he has been traveling without me. He takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed to do at the time. Okay, it is more meaningful to me when 24. He doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking. Gift giving is an important part of our relationship. 25. He helps me out when he knows I'm already tired. I get to go somewhere while spending time with him. 26. He and I are physically intimate. He gives me a little gift that he picked up in the course of his normal day. Well, this page 201, guys, for you following along in the book. Would you at 26? Okay, 27. He says something encouraging to me. I get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with him. 28. He surprises me with a small token of his appreciation. He and I touch a lot during the normal course of the day. 29. He helps me out, especially if I know he's already busy. I hear him specifically tell me, "I appreciate you." 30. He and I embrace after we've been apart for a while. I hear him say how much I mean to him. Okay, so here's 202. Look back through the letters you circled and record the number of responses in the spaces below. So A is you put the numbers, words of affirmation. B is like quality time. C is receiving gifts. D is acts of service, and E is physical touch. So it's like pretty much that's how it is. So interpreting your profile score. The highest score indicates your primary love language. The highest score is 12. It's not uncommon to have two high scores, although one language does have a slight edge for most people. That just means two languages are important to you. The lower scores indicate those languages you seldom use to communicate love and that probably don't affect you very much on an emotional level. And then it says, important to remember, you may have scored more highly on certain love languages than others, but do not dismiss those other languages as insignificant. Your loved one may express love in those ways, and it will be helpful to you to understand this about him. In the same way, it will benefit, excuse me guys, my nose from the air. The same way it will benefit your spouse or significant other to know your primary love language in order to best express affection for you in ways that you interpret as love. Every time you or he speaks each other's love language, you score emotional points with each other. Of course, this isn't a game with a scorecard. The payoff for speaking each other's love language is a greater sense of connection. This translates into better communication, increased understanding, and ultimately improved romance. And here's if your spouse or significant other has not already done so, encourage him or her to take the 5 Love Languages profile in this book online, 5lovelanguages.com profile, or on the 5 Love Languages app, iOS or Android, like Apple or Android. Discuss your respective love languages and use this insight to improve your relationship. And then that's the blank page, and then notes, excuse me guys. So the notes, the first one with the number 1 that we talked about was Proverbs 18:21. This is as we've been reading the last couple of weeks. 2 was Kelly Flanagan, Why One Text Message is More Romantic Than 100 Valentine Cards. Untangled, that was from February 12th, 2014, drkellyflanagan.com. The third verse that the point 3, this is like notes and references, guys. So it was Luke 6:27 through 28, and also 31 through 32. And then number 4 was Luke 6:38. And then let me see what the back is talking about. That pretty much concludes the book, guys. But I'm gonna give you guys back the acknowledgments and contents. But it's strengthen your relationships online. And again, that's the website I've been showing you guys the last 2 weeks as we've been reading the book. It's www.5lovelanguages.com. And then there's other ways to connect: the YouTube, Twitter, that viewing, Facebook. And that's like how it'll look if you go on and take it. It says, are you engaged? Premarital resource. And it says prologue. The story of your marriage starts here. I'm not going to read this, but it says you can sign up for free at startmarriagehere.com. And it just says the story of your marriage starts here. It's easy, engaging, dynamic. I'll just leave it here for you that want to read it. It gives you like, the resource. And then these are other books. It says other books we think you'll love. And these are books, some of them we've been talking about or referencing. That's been referenced on the website. I know we referenced the 5 love languages because that's in the beginning. But these are some more books, guys. If y'all are interested in the books, you can go to the website and purchase it. They have 5 love languages for children, One More Try, When Sorry Isn't Enough. And some of them he's with other authors, and some of them he just wrote. There's Anger, Taming a Powerful Emotion, 52 Uncommon Dates, Growing Up Social, Rising Above a Toxic Workplace, Taking Care of Yourself in an Unhealthy Environment, Desperate Marriages, Things I Wish I Had Known Before We Got Married. And it says it's available wherever books are sold. And I'm just going to go to the front real quick. This is how it looks for you that maybe like wanted to get the book. I know some of you already have it, but this is just the that. And these are the collection and the contents. And again, thank you all for tuning in and joining. God bless, and y'all have a beautiful day.